Hello everyone, a very good afternoon and I welcome you all to this physics class. I hope all of you are doing fine. I hope you are able to get my audio and video. I hope everything is fine. Again, to start off, I start with the same instructions. Keep your videos off and good afternoon Abhiram. Keep your videos off and if you have any doubts, anything that you want to ask, you can send your message at the ID of Astic, which I have joined just for your doubts. Now, as we remember what we were doing in the last class, can anyone tell me what we were doing in the last class? Anyone? Tanu, Shri, good afternoon, beta. Vinay, good afternoon. What we were doing in the last class, Vinay? What we were discussing in the last class? Anyone tell me? I think we were doing what? Motion under gravity. And we had seen some problems of motion under gravity. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, probably yes. So again, we'll solve some questions on motion due to gravity, motion under gravity. But before going on, let us have a recap. And this recap, what we are going to do will be from your notes that are already there in your app. I hope everyone has seen this notes. So I'm just taking a portion of those notes and we would be discussing these notes in today's class first. So motion under gravity, gravity is the gravitational force of Earth. We have already discussed that gravitational force of Earth is known as gravity, which produces an acceleration 9.8 meter per second square, which is known as acceleration due to gravity. Now here are some simple cases given to you, which we have already discussed. This is case number one. In case number one, what we have done is a body is dropped from some height. As you can see, the body is dropped from a tower of height h. Can everyone see this? Can everyone see this? Can I have some raise answer? We see this. We understand this. Okay, Niharika. What about the others? We understand this. So you can see a person, someone is dropping this ball from a height h. And I told you when something is dropped, its initial velocity, when something is dropped, its initial velocity is how much? Its initial velocity is always zero. So as you can see, in this case where the ball is dropped, the initial velocity has been taken as zero. Initial velocity u is taken as zero. Now if you call the upper point as A and the lower point as B, the motion starts from point A and the body or the ball strikes the ground at point B, which is the bottommost point. I hope everything is clear. As you can see here, acceleration is given as minus g. Why it is taken as minus g? Why is it taken as minus g? Anyone? Why is the acceleration taken as minus g? Because it is downwards. Yes, Niharika, we have to use proper sign convention. Then they have written v is equal to minus gt. Actually, the equation is v is equal to u plus gt. But here u is 0 and g is negative, and hence the equation becomes v is equal to minus gt. Am I clear? Am I clear? Everyone please raise hands that we are clear, sir. We have put the values of u and g. Okay. In the fourth case, they are trying to calculate the height. What is the height of the building? H is equal to half gt square. H and g both are negative because the displacement is downwards. So this H is negative. At the same time, this g is also negative. Both negatives will cancel each other out. and h becomes half gt square, where t is the time taken by the body to come from point A to point B. Am I clear? Anyone has any doubts? Please raise your hands. No doubts. Okay. Then they have written equation number 3, v square is equal to u square plus 2as plus u is 0, g and h both are negative. Two negatives become a positive. So the equation becomes v square is equal to 2gh. Am I clear? The equation has become very short. The equation has become very small because the value of u, which is the initial velocity, is 0. Can I have some raised hand that we have understood this, sir? We understood these points that I was telling you. Okay. In the last one, they have written displacement for the nth second. We will do it in today's class. Don't worry about this. So leave this last part. And here in this box, this is a box where they have put everything together. I am going to see. Every day I try something new, and this is what I'm trying today. So I'm trying to change the size of the image so that the image appears bigger on your screens. You can see it more clearly. So as you can see, we have written the equation over there, and these equations can be written in this form. We can find out time like this. We can find out v like this, and you can find the height is v square by 2g, where v is the velocity at the lowest point. Is everyone getting this? I've increased the size of the image so that you can see it clearly. Let me decrease it again. Let me decrease it again. And the equations that we have written here, the same equations are written here, but in a different way, where we can find out the value of t, h, and v in different ways. Am I clear, everyone? Anyone has any doubts? Please raise your hands. Someone has raised hands. I hope it is not for doubt. Tanu, I hope it is not for doubt. If anyone has doubt in this, something dropped from the height, please raise your hands now so that I can clear your doubt, else I will move forward. Okay, I don't see any doubt. That is great. So that will compel me to move forward. Here are the graphs drawn. We have still not covered graphs. Don't worry. We'll come to these graphs after we finish motion under gravity. Don't worry about this. Now here are some short notes, some very short tricks. Some people call them tricks. They are not tricks. They are simple physics equations called as tricks. In most of the questions in NEET beta for your medical entrance, the questions will be very easy, very easy. But the thing is, if you know the shortest way of doing them, you will be scoring very heavily. You will be scoring very heavily. Now the shortest way, these small tricks, I have collected them and I put them in your notes. You'll have to read your notes carefully. So one such trick is here. Trick number 3. If h, since u is 0, h will be equal to half gt square. That means h is directly proportional to time square. So how much will be the displacement in t seconds, 2t seconds, 3t seconds? So the displacement will be in the ratio of squares. In 1 second, the displacement is 1 square. In 2 seconds, it becomes 2 square. In 3 seconds, it becomes 3 square 9 times. In 4 seconds, it becomes 16 times. Am I clear with this? So these are the small tricks which are written in your notes. Only Niharika has understood this. What about the others? We have not understood this. Niharika, Nabiram, Janvi, Siddharth, Spidey, Tanu. Have you understood this? Janvi, Siddharth, and Tanu. Your hands are missing. I hope everything is fine. So that is the small trick for these questions. Okay, I got your hands. Now, the same sort of thing is to be done for a body which is projected upwards. As you can see, there's a gentleman over here. It looks like a magician or a juggler. He's juggling the ball up. As you can see, The same thing has been done here. For equation of motion, acceleration is still minus g. When the ball was coming down, it was also minus g. When the ball going up, it is also minus g. It does not change because it is always downwards. Am I clear with this point? It is always downward. It will never change, sir. When I have some raised hands, we understand g is always negative. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. Then they have written all this equation v is equal to u minus gt. It is not v minus u minus gt. It is u plus gt. But g is negative, and hence it is written as minus gt. And hence it is written as minus gt. Am I clear? Am I clear with this? H will be equal to ut, again minus half gt square. It is not minus half gt square. It is plus gt square plus half gt square. But g is negative, and that's why it becomes negative. So all the equations, because g is becoming negative, and hence the negative sign is coming. Am I clear? Am I clear with this concept? G is always negative. You remember the original equations. Just put the value of g as negative, and everything gets solved. For maximum height, I told you, we did the problem where something was thrown up from A to B. B was the highest point. This is the highest point, the yellow one, the blue dot that I have drawn. This is the highest point. Again, I will try to increase the side of this gentleman, the juggler gentleman. Okay, I think it's good enough, big enough. So this juggler, the highest point velocity becomes 0, final velocity is 0. Again, three different equations have been made. H is always equal to u square by 2g. Again, this is not a trick. This is not a trick. V square is equal to u square plus 2gh. From there, we have calculated a value of h, and then we can remember in terms of a formula. And remember, this formula will always be useful. H is equal to u square by 2g. So if you know the initial velocity, you can easily find out the height without putting any formula. In fact, you are putting formula, but you are putting the short formula and getting the answer. You can take this as a trick as well. So 3 tricks are given in this question for something which is protected upwards. Am I clear? Anyone has any doubts on this? Please raise your hands. I'll bring it back to the original size. Everyone clear with this? Anyone having any doubt? Please raise your hands, beta. I have got 2 raised hands. Abhiram, Tanu, do you have any doubt, beta? Tanu, you have a doubt, right? No. All the hands are lower. Yes, Abhiram, what is the doubt? Abhiram, I have asked you to unmute. Unmute yourself.
Sir, I forgot to put down the hand, sir.
Okay,
I was noting down.
So you have understood, Abhiram, how we have done this and how we have created these small tricks. They are not no tricks, just formula put, and then we simplify them and we get into small tricks. You understand this better? Yes, you have said yes. So I'll move ahead. And again, there is a graph which we will not discuss now. We will discuss it when we complete graphs. Again, there are point number 5, point number 6, point number 7. Again, those things, small things, you can call them tricks, you can call them anything. What is the total time of flight? What is the time it takes to go up, go down? You can calculate it. What is the velocity with which it hits ground? You can calculate it. So all these small formulas are given here. Different cases are given here. We will be doing these cases. Look at point number 7. Point number 7 is what I would like to elaborate on. In case of motion under gravity, the speed with which a body is projected up is equal to the speed with which it comes back to the point of projection. The speed with which it is projected up. So if I throw a body from point A with a velocity v upwards from ground, tuck, it will go to the highest point, it will stop for an instant, then it will come back. With what velocity will it come back to the same point? What will be the velocity of the particle when it comes back to the same point? Can anyone give me answer to this one? What will be the velocity when the body comes back to the same point? What will be the velocity then when it comes back to the same point? What will be the speed? What will be the velocity? What will be the speed? What will be the velocity? Anyone? Have you understood the question? Have you understood the question, everyone? Okay, I seem to have lost you. Don't worry. We'll discuss this point. We'll discuss this point. Suppose a body is thrown from here. This is ground from point A. Ground point is A. Highest point is B. It is thrown up with a velocity V. It is thrown up with a velocity V. At the highest point, velocity is 0. Let me give some values. Let me give some values. Let me call this as plus 30. Let me call this volley as plus 30. So it has been thrown up with a velocity 30 meters per second upwards from point A. It will reach point B and then it will fall down. When it falls down, it will again come back to the point A and then it will strike ground. With what velocity does it come back to the same point? That is the question. That is the question. With what velocity does it come back to the same point? And the answer is its velocity will be minus 30 meter per second. What does this minus sign indicate? What does this minus sign indicate? Anyone? What does this minus sign indicate? This minus sign indicates that the velocity would be downwards. Look at the speed. Look at the speed. Look at the speed. Speed, when it was thrown up at point A, was 30 meters per second. Speed, when it comes back at point A, in the downward journey, will also be equal to 30 meters per second. But the velocities are different because the directions are different. When it was thrown up, velocity was upwards. When it comes back, velocity is downwards. Do we understand this? Do we understand this? That when it reaches the point from where it was thrown up, it has the same speed, but the velocity is downwards. In first case, the velocity was upwards. In the second case, the velocity was downwards. Am I clear? Do we have any doubt on this? Can I have some raised hand that we have understood this, sir? What I was trying to explain. That when the body reaches the same point, it will have the same speed, but the direction of velocity will be different. Siddharth, Tanu, Tarun, Vinay, do you understand this better? Siddharth, Spidey, is there? Spidey seems to be swinging around. Someone gave me an answer. Who gave me the answer? Yeah, where is the chat? Yes, okay. Spidey seemed to be lost. He's swinging around. Anyways, New York City is good. I love it. That was the point. That was given in point number 7. Simple points put together and they become trick. Now what will I do at this point in time is again devise a question in which instead of body thrown upwards, instead of body dropped, the body will be thrown from a building or a tower. So let us discuss these questions. So question number 1, a ball is thrown up with a velocity of 20 meters per second from the top of a tower of height 40 meters. Find the time and velocity when it strikes ground. Find the velocity and time when it strikes ground. Also find H max and total distance traveled. What is the total distance traveled by the body? This is the question. I hope someone can solve this for me. So, someone is standing at the top of a tower, 40 meters high, throws the ball upwards with a velocity of 20 meters per second. After how much time and with what velocity the ball falls back, strikes ground, what is the maximum height it reaches, and what is the total distance traveled. I hope question is clear with everyone. And as I said, it's always better to draw a diagram. So here I draw a diagram. Here I draw a diagram. Body is thrown from point A, reaches the point B. Then this is the lowest point C. It is thrown up. It was thrown up with a velocity of plus 20. It reaches the highest point. Velocity becomes 0. You can call this height as h. This height is the height of the tower, which is already given to you. This is 40 meters. So now you have to tell me the answer to this question. How will you solve it? There are many ways to solve this. You can use any of those ways. If I would solve it, I will first find what is the maximum height, and I will then find the total distance traveled, and then I will find the total time and the velocity. That is what I will do. Let's see how you do it. I'll give you a minute to think about it. Someone has a doubt? Abhiram, Tanu, do you have a doubt, beta? Tanu seems to have a doubt. Okay, it must be from the previous thing. Anyone can solve this question? Anyone can solve this question? Okay, I can help you out. The first equation I will write will be from point A to point B, where it reaches its maximum height. Okay. Now, my initial velocity u is the velocity at point A. That will be plus 20. I hope you understand this. My final velocity, which is velocity at point B, is 0. My acceleration will be equal to g, and that will be taken as minus 10. Am I clear with these 3 points? Am I clear with these 3 points? Yes. Now I can find out 2 things. I can find out time taken from A to B, and I can also find out the displacement from A to B. So I first apply V square is equal to U square plus 2G into delta R. Final velocity is 0. Initial velocity is 20 plus 20 square plus 2 times G is minus 10 multiplied by the displacement. You can call the displacement as plus H because it is positive, because it is going up. You can call this as H. From here, you can find out the value of h. How much is the value of h coming? How much is the value of h coming? How much is the value of h coming from this? Anyone? So it will be 400. 400 will come to that side. It will become minus 400. Minus 400 divided by minus 20. It will be plus 20. So plus 20 meters would be the displacement. Am I correct? Am I correct? We understand this plus 20 meters? Plus sign indicating that it is the displacement is upwards. Am I clear? Can I have some raised hands how I've calculated this? Only 2 people have understood this. Let me ask the others. No, 5, 6. Okay, everyone has understood this. Good. Oh, good, good. Plus 20. Now it has gone 20 meters up. Can anyone tell me what is the total distance traveled by the body? To find out distance, which is the toughest point, toughest question, you have to find out how the body has moved. So now you know the body starts its journey from point A, goes to point B, and the journey ends at point C. Can I have the answer for the total distance traveled by the body? Can I have the answer for the total distance traveled by the body? No one knows the answer for the total distance traveled by the body. Niharika says 60 meters. Niharika, you have missed something. Not 60 meters. Find out total distance traveled. Find out the total distance traveled. Total L or distance. It goes from A to B. Then it goes from B to C. A is the point on the top of the tower. B is the point which is the maximum height, and C is the lowest point. When it goes from A to B, how much is the distance it moves? It moves 20 meters upwards. It moves 20 meters upwards. Then when it comes from B to C, how much distance it covers? 20 plus 40, 60. When it comes from B to C, it covers 60 meters. The total distance traveled is 80 meters. Am I clear? The total distance traveled by the particle, it goes from A to B. It goes from A to B. A to B is 20. A to B is 20. Then it comes from B back to A, again 20. 20 plus 20, 40. Then again it goes down, and the total distance traveled is 80 meters. Am I clear? Am I clear? Total distance traveled is 80 meters. Am I clear? Can I have some raised hands that we understand that, sir? That we understand that, sir? Okay. Now again, we'll try to calculate time. We'll try to calculate time. Again, we'll make equations from A to B. Again, we will make equations from A to B. We are trying to calculate time in this case. Again, we are making equations from A to B. Initial velocity at A is plus 20. Velocity at B is 0. Acceleration is minus 10. We apply the equation V is equal to U plus dt. And from here, you can calculate the time. How much is the time coming? How much is the time coming? Put the values, get the answer. How much is the time coming to go from A to B? How much is the time coming to go from A to B? V is equal to U plus gt, we have applied. How much is the time coming? 2 seconds. I hope everyone got the answer. Yes, Niharika, 2 seconds is the time coming. Yes or no, everyone? Yes or no, everyone? Yes or no, everyone? Yes or no, everyone? We got this 2 seconds. We got this 2 seconds, everyone. Anyone has any doubts, please raise hands. Anyone has doubt, please raise hands. Yes, sir, got the answer. Okay, 2 seconds. Now, let us move ahead in the question. Now, the ball is at point B. Now the ball is at point B, and from B to C it is going to go. From B to C it is going to go. Now I am going to make the equation. Now I am going to make the equation. From where to where I will make the equation now? Anyone? The body is at points B, and it has to go to point C. From where to where should I make my equation to get the final answers? From where to where should I make the equation to get the final answers? The journey started from A, it goes till B, and the final point is C. From where to where should I make my equations? Anyone? I should definitely make my equations from B to C. Yes, Niharika, that is what you must understand. Simple things. We have come up till point B. Now from B we will start our journey. What is the initial velocity? Now the initial velocity is velocity at point B. What is the velocity at point B? What is the velocity at point B? Anyone? Do you know the answer? B is the highest point. The velocity is 0. Yes or no? At point C, we don't know the velocity, so we can call it as question mark. We don't know the velocity, so we'll call it question mark. What else we know? We also know that acceleration is -10. That does not change because the body is moving up or down or up. What else do we know? Look at the diagram. That is why it is important to draw diagram. The body is at point B, and now it has to come to point C. Look here, look at the yellow one. You also know how much is the displacement. How much is the displacement? How much is the displacement from here to here? If you talk about the length from B to C, it will be 60 meters. Yes or no? Yes or no? This gentleman is 20 and this gentleman is 40. So from B to C, total length, straight line length is 60 meters. Am I clear? Can I have some raised hands? Can I have some raised hands for this one? Okay, let us talk about the displacement now. What is the displacement? The body is at point B, which is the highest point, and it has to go to point C. So it has to go downwards. So what is the displacement? Displacement is -60. Is everyone getting my point? The displacement is -60. Everyone getting my point? Now I can find the value of time. I can apply the equation delta R is equal to UT plus half GT squared. Displacement, it is going from point B to point C. Displacement is -60. UT, U is 0, so this becomes 0 plus half G is -10 into T squared. From here, I can find the value of T. Minus cuts. 0 cuts. 2 goes there. So T square becomes 6 into 2, 12. T square becomes 12. This is the quadratic equation. So I'll get the value of time as plus or minus root over 12. Either time is plus root 12 or the time is minus root 12. What do you think is the answer? Is it plus root 12 or minus root 12? Plus root 12 or minus root 12? Tell me anyone. Plus root 12 or minus root 12? Plus root 12, yes, Niharika, because time cannot be negative. So time is plus root 12. Time is plus root 12. Now let us calculate the total time for journey. Let us calculate the total time for journey. Let us look at how the journey has gone. Journey started from A, then it went to B, then it goes to C. First, let us see what is the time from A to B. We have already calculated the time from A to B. Here is the answer for time from A to B. Time is 2 seconds. This is the answer for time from A to B. We will just put it here. We'll just put it here. So this is 2 seconds plus time from B to C. time from B to C has been calculated as root over 12. So this becomes my total time. Total time T is T plus root of 12. Am I clear? This is the total time from A to B and then B to C. I understand that this is probably a tough question. You'll not get such a big question. But if you understand that, it is good enough. Do we understand this? Can I have some raised hands that I have understood the total time, sir? Okay. Okay, now let us find out the velocity at point B, velocity at point C. With how much velocity it strikes the ground? With how much velocity it strikes the ground? Again, I will make equation. Again, I will make equation from B to C. Again, I will make equation from B to C. Velocity at point B, which is the initial velocity, is 0. Velocity at point C, I don't know, so I'll put a question mark. Question mark. Acceleration is minus 10, I know. Acceleration is minus 10, I know. I also know how much time it has taken. I just calculated it. How much time it takes to go from B to C, anyone? How much time it takes to go from B to C, anyone? We have calculated it, time from B to C. How much time it takes from B to C, anyone? It takes plus root 12. So we can just write it as 12, root over 12. This is U. V is unknown. Acceleration is known. Time is known. I can put the equation V is equal to U plus GT. U is 0. G is minus 10. Time is root 12. So I get my final answer as minus 10 root 12. Am I clear? Minus 10 root 12. What does this negative sign indicate here? 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 Anyone? That, Niharika, correct. It is moving downwards. That finishes my question. Let us go through the entire question once again. The question was, a ball is thrown up with a velocity of 20 meters per second from the tower of a height 40 meters. After how much time and with what velocity it falls down? What is the maximum height and what is the total distance? First, we found out the maximum height h. We made equations from A to B. We made equations from A to B. Initial velocity is plus 20. Final velocity at B is 0. Acceleration is known. We can calculate the maximum height. The maximum height is coming as 20. Displacement is plus 20. Then we calculated the total distance A to B and B to C. A to B is 20. B to C is 60. Total distance becomes 80 meters. Then to find out time, I make the equation from A to B. Initial velocity is plus 20. Final velocity is 0. Acceleration is minus 10. We get the value of time from A to B as 2 seconds. Putting in the equation, V is equal to U plus GD. We got the time from A to B. Now we have reached point B. Now we will make equation from point B to point C. At point B, initial velocity is 0. At point C, we don't know the final velocity. But what we know the acceleration is minus 10. We know the acceleration and we know the displacement from the diagram. That is why we need to draw a diagram. We know the displacement from the diagram. It is at point B. It has to go to point C in the downward direction. The total length is 60. We call it minus 60 because it is going down. We put it in the equation. We get the value of time as plus or minus root 12. We don't take the negative sign. We take the positive sign. We add the 2 times. We get the total time. Now we calculate the velocity at point C. We make the equation from B to C, put the values, and we get the final answer of velocity as minus 10 root 12. Anyone has any doubt, please raise your hand so I can clear those doubts, else I will move forward with this one. else I will move forward with this one. Please tell me. Anyone has any doubts? Please ask. Else I will give you a question. That question will be for your homework, and I hope that you can do that homework. Shall I move with the homework part? Shall I give you a question for homework? Okay. I'll give you a question for homework. So, question number 2 for homework. A ball is thrown up from a tower of height 60 meters with a velocity of 20 meters per second. G has to be taken as 10. G has to be taken as 10. Find all the things that we have found out in the first question. Find the maximum height, first question. Find number 2, total distance. Find number 3, total time. Find number 4, velocity at lowest point. Will you be able to do this? Have you understood the question, everyone? Will you be able to do this for me? I only get one yes, sir. What about the other? Abhiram, Siddharth, Spidey, swinging around. Tanu, Tarun, Vashant, Vinay. Will you be trying this question at home on similar lines? First, make the equations from A to B. Find out the distance from A to B. Find out the time. Then make equation from B to C. And you will be done. You'll also have this video. You can watch this video again in your app. And you can understand the question again. If you have any doubts, please ask me. Solutions you should put in your Telegram group. Abhiram, everyone, Tanu, Tarun, Vasant, Vinay, are you getting me? Everyone getting me? Can I have some raised hand that we have understood the question, sir? We'll be trying it at home. Great. Okay, that takes us to the next topic of discussion. And the next topic of discussion is this one. Displacement. Please write the heading, displacement in the nth second. Don't worry, I'll be sharing with you this whiteboard. So if you miss something, you can always write it. So instead of writing, try to understand the concept. You can write the notes at your home also. I'll be sending you the entire PDF. Don't worry, the entire PDF will be there with you. This one, you also have your notes, everything in that notes. Small points are also there. Don't worry. Now, what do you mean by displacement in the nth second? What do you mean by displacement in the nth second? For example, let us take the example of a stone thrown up. Stone thrown up. So when you throw it up with some velocity, v, it will travel. It will have some displacement and distance in seconds, right? For example, in first second, in 1 second, it will move. It will have some displacement. After 2 seconds, it will have some displacement. After 3 seconds, it will have some displacement, and so on. Now, I could ask a question like this. What is the displacement in second? How much it has displaced in the second? Now, how will you find the displacement in the second? So second means you have to find out the displacement between 2 and 3 seconds. Do you understand this? This will be the displacement in the second. Do you understand this? Will it be the displacement in the second or will it be the displacement in the third second? Please listen to my words carefully. Will it be the displacement in the second or third second? When first second is over, second will begin. When second is over, third second will begin. So between 2 and 3, the displacement will be the displacement in the third second. Are you getting my point? Between 2 and 3, the displacement will be in the third second. Between 1 and 2, whatever it will move between 1 and 2, that displacement will be known as, between 1 and 2, that displacement will be known as displacement in the second. Are you getting my point? Is everyone getting my point? Yes. So if you have to find the displacement in the second, you must find the displacement it has occurred in 2 seconds and we subtract the displacement in 1 second from that. So on similar lines, I can say displacement in the nth second will be equal to displacement. I can write it vectorly, but I'm not using vector. Displacement after n seconds minus displacement after n minus 1 second. What does that mean? If I have to find the displacement in the second, if I have to find the displacement in the second, it will be equal to displacement in 3 seconds minus displacement in 2 seconds. If I have to find displacement in the third second, can you tell me how will I find the displacement in the third second? Anyone? How will I find the displacement in the third second? How will I find displacement in the third second? How will I find displacement in the third second? I will find displacement. Oh, I've written it wrongly. Sorry. I have written it wrongly here. Let me rub it. I said something else and I wrote something else. To find the displacement in the second, we will subtract displacement in 2 seconds and the displacement in 1 second. To find the displacement in the third second, we will subtract displacement after 3 seconds and we'll subtract displacement after 2 seconds from that. For the 4th second, what will we do? On similar lines, for the 4th second, what will we do? Displacement in the 4th second. How will you find the displacement in the 4th second? Displacement after 4 seconds minus displacement after 3 seconds. And so on. We can move on. Instead of doing such a complicated stuff, we can actually use a formula for this. And the formula that comes is displacement in the nth second is simply equal to u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. So that is the formula that you must remember and understand the meaning. Displacement in the 5th second means displacement after 5 minus 4. Displacement in the 6th second means displacement in 6 minus 5. And this is the formula for displacement after nth second. For example, I have to find displacement after 5th second. Displacement in the 5th second, u plus a by 2, 2 into 5 minus 1. Am I clear? Am I clear with this concept of displacement in the nth second? Am I clear with this concept of displacement in the nth second? Now I'll give you a question on this. Give you a question on this. Everyone is clear with this? So here comes a question. A ball is thrown up with a velocity 40 meters per second. Find displacement in second, third, and fourth second. Find the displacement in second, third, and fourth seconds. Your time starts now. Your time starts now. A ball is thrown up with a velocity of 40 meters per second. You have to find its displacement in second, third, and fourth second. What will be the displacement in second, third, and fourth seconds? If you want a hint, I can give you a hint. Can anyone tell me what is the hint? Just apply the formula. Displacement in the nth second will be equal to u plus a by 2 to n minus 1. Just apply this formula, put the value of n, and you must be there with your answers. Anyone? Got any answer? Let me do one for you. Displacement in the second will be equal to u. How much is u? Remember, all formulas must be put with proper sign convention. So what is the value of u? Initial velocity is plus 40 plus acceleration. How much is the acceleration? It's g minus 10 by 2 minus 10 by 2 into 2n minus 1. N is 2, so 2 into 2 minus 1, and that after calculation should be your answer. So this is plus 40. This is minus 5 into 3 minus 5 into 3 is minus 15. So I think the answer will be plus 25 meters. That is the displacement in the second. My calculations are correct. Can you confirm this? My calculations are correct. Can you confirm this? Anyone got the same answer? How many of you got the answer? Same answer, Abhiram, you got the same answer? Great. Then we can move on and find out the displacement in the third second. So that will be equal to u, which is plus 40, plus acceleration is minus 10 by 2 multiplied by 2 times n. N is 3. So now it becomes plus 40 minus 10 by 2 is 5, minus 5 multiplied by 5, minus 5 by 5 is minus 25 So now the answer becomes plus 15 meters. Am I clear? Displacement in the third second. Am I clear? Anyone got this answer? Please raise your hands. I did not get any raised hands. Clear, sir. Niharika says clear, sir. That takes us to the last part of this question. Displacement in the fourth second. Plus 40 plus minus 10 by 2 multiplied by 2 into 4 minus 1. Now the answer is plus 40 minus 10 by 2 is minus 5. Minus 5 multiplied by 7 is minus 35, I think. Now the answer is plus 5 meter. We all got these answers. Can I have some raised hands? So we are here and we have got the same answer, sir. Please don't worry. Everything is fine. Everything is fine in this universe. We have got the answers. Yes or no? Everyone got the answers? I need raised hands of everyone. Okay, if you got the answers, then we will be solving one question from your notes, which is also very important. And I hope you can see the question. It comes right now on your screens. I'm looking at problem number 52. I'm looking at problem number 52. A body falls from rest in the gravitational field of Earth. Basically, it's motion under gravity. The distance traveled in the 5th second of its motion. 5th second. So something is falling. A ball is falling. A body is falling under gravity. Under gravity. From rest. It's given that it is falling from rest. It is given that it is falling from rest. We have to find out how much distance, because it is falling in a straight line, so distance and displacement of magnitude will be same. How much distance it moves in the 5th second of its motion. I'm waiting for your answers. I hope the question is clear to everyone. I hope the question is clear to everyone. I'm waiting for your answers and your time begins now. I will be also trying to get my own answers. So this is, I think, question number 52. We are looking at question number 52 from your solved examples in your notes. Question number 52 from your solved examples in your notes. So let us write what we already know. The initial velocity is falls from rest is 0. Acceleration, which is equal to g, will be minus 10. We have to find out the displacement in the 5th second. Waiting for your answers. $45 meters is what Niharika is saying. Let me check with the answer given in the sheet. 45 meters is the answer. Yes, Niharika, you are absolutely correct. So basically, I have to find displacement in the 5th second. It is u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. That is the formula. I just put the values here, get the answer and stay happy. U is 0 plus acceleration is minus 10 by 2 multiplied by 2 into 5, 5th second minus 1. And I think the answer would be what? minus 45 meters. We are getting the displacement, not the distance. What does this negative sign indicate, anyone? What does this negative sign indicate, anyone? This negative gentleman, what does it indicate? This negative gentleman, what does he indicate? What is this negative sign telling you? It is shouting and telling something. Shouting and telling. Siddharth, Spidey has come back from New York. Great, Spidey. I hope you had a nice time swinging around here and there. Just joking. I know you are in the class. Maybe having problem writing. Okay, so displacement in the fifth second is minus 45, minus indicating it is moving downwards. It was very obvious, but see, obvious is physics. Physics is obvious. You always get the correct answer. That will make your thinking also great. I hope you had a great time in this class and understanding motion under gravity, as well as finding out the displacement in the nth second. Now what will I ask you is to go through the questions from question number 51 till 68, around 18-19 questions. Even if you can do 5 or 6 of them and read the rest of them, you would have done great. The notes have been written. You might find very difficult question as well. Don't worry. There are things that we don't know at this point in time. Even if you solve 30 or 40% of those questions, it is good enough for your NEET exam or for mains or for even advanced. So don't worry. As long as you are doing questions, as long as you are practicing questions that I am doing in the class, you are doing perfectly all right. Up till this point will be the course in your exam. So please do it. I wish you all the best. I'll be here in the room. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Else from my side, the class is over. Have a nice time. Bye-bye.